What's good, YouTube? Welcome back. Today it is the LazyDaze Channel and we're back at it again with some more history reaction for you guys today, and we're doing some more Desert Storm content for you. And in this video we're probably going to do both. We're going to do both, and we're going to be doing Desert Storm F-16 pilot fights for his life over Baghdad part 3, and also Desert Storm the Ground War Day 2, the Iraqi Counterattack. I'm really looking forward to finding out both information about both of these videos in general, and I'm really enjoying this series.
Day 1 ground war was insane.
Ooh, Day 1 air as well. Like we thought the air one was bad, then we got to the ground war. Oh my god, it's some eye-opening stuff. So I'm definitely, obviously, I knew the Iraq war went on for a while.
Yeah,
so
it was about 10 years, I think, wasn't it? Something like that.
It was a while. It was a while. I don't like to put actual numbers on things.
Comment down below how long it went on for.
But yeah, obviously it went on for a while, so I know that they don't just steamroll, so there are some counter offences here, so I'm definitely looking forward to finding out what the Iraqi counter-attack was as well. And like I said, it's done by the Operation Rooms. They make some amazing content. If you haven't already, head over to their page. The link is in the description box down below. If you guys are enjoying our content, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. But we are just going to jump straight into this one.
Let's do this.
72 F-16s take off from Qatar and the UAE and head towards the tankers waiting for them over northern Saudi Arabia. They're going to hit the Al-Tuwaitha nuclear power plant and research facility in Baghdad, in what will be the largest single airstrike package of the war so far and the largest F-16 strike in history. Linking up with their escort of F-15 fighters, EF-111 electronic warfare aircraft and anti-radar F-4s, the aircraft struggle to refuel from their tankers in the low visibility of dense cloud and strong wind. The facility is the centerpiece of Saddam Hussein's nuclear research program. In previous years, both Iran and Israel have launched strikes against it, but neither was able to deliver the knockout blow. In fact, they resulted in a massive increase in anti-aircraft defences in the surrounding area, SAMs, AA guns and smoke generators. It's the third day of the air war of Desert Storm, and so far war planners have only launched strikes against targets in Baghdad using stealthy F-117s or unmanned cruise missiles, fearing the ferocious defences around the city. Today is an experiment to see how potent these defences really are. Heading north to Baghdad after taking on fuel, the formation becomes stretched. The last 4 F-16s are ordered back to base because they're now so far behind. Iraq's radar network has not yet been taken out, and so military commanders know that the raid is coming. They order that the smokescreen systems at the nuclear facility are triggered. Package Q approaches the city. 2/3 of the formation bank away to hit the primary target at Al-Tuwaitha. The others will continue north towards the downtown area to hit the Republican Guard headquarters, Iraqi Air Force headquarters, and an oil refinery. Arriving at the nuclear facility, the pilots discover a thick blanket of smoke over the target. The EF-111s desperately try to radar jam Iraqi SAM sites, but there are just too many. In 3 minutes, 27 surface-to-air missiles are launched against the raiders, and a wall of anti-aircraft cannon fire erupts around them. Most pilots can't see their aim points through the smoke, and so abort their attacks to limit civilian casualties. F-16 pilots who do press on to drop their bombs throw their aircraft around and drop flares to evade heat-seeker missile shots against them. All aircraft light their afterburners to get away as quickly as possible. No bomb hits are scored. While pilot skill played its part, it is a miracle that no aircraft are lost.
I'm surprised.
The F-16s over downtown Baghdad aren't so lucky. Major Emmett Tullier, callsign Stroke 3, dips below the clouds to spot the oil refinery he is to attack. Suddenly, a cockpit warning alerts him that he's being fired on by a Vietnam-era SA-2 missile. Stroke 3, defending SA-2, he announces over the radio, and pulls into a series of high G turns to evade. Noting that his chaff is not appearing to confuse the missile, he pulls a last-second hard brake and the SA-2 flies safely past, detonating at a safe distance. Remaining calm, but now alone, Tullier continues his run on the oil refinery, hearing chatter from other pilots dodging further SAMs. His targeting computer automatically computes the correct release points of his bombs, and his two 2,000-pound bombs fall away. He turns south to get away from Baghdad. 3 new warning tones shriek at Tulia, and he immediately hears a command over the radio: Stroke 3, brake right, brake right. He instinctively obeys just as 3 SA-3s flash by dangerously close on his left side and explode.
Fucking hell.
Tulia's wingman, Major Jeff Tice, has just saved his life.
Jesus.
Other pilots radio frantic requests for his status, and after a few seconds he announces, Stroke 3 egressing southeast. Stress is audible in his voice now.
Mate.
He heads southeast for just a few seconds when a warning sounds for an incoming SA-6. Stroke 3 defending 6, he screams over his radio. He is now panting with the physical strain of the continuous high G turns. The SA-6 sticks to him through the turns, and Tulia believes he's about to be hit. He lets out a groan as the missile screams past him, so close that he hears the rocket motor. There's another one, Stroke 3 defending again, he shouts. He's lost so much speed and altitude during the manoeuvres that his only chance is now to dive for escape speed. This takes him within range of the AA guns on the ground.
No.
Exhausted after 6 minutes of physical and mental stress,
Jesus.
Tulia finally catches.
I don't think you realise how
Yeah, no. G-Force. Yeah. I know G-Force, bro.
For people who are saying G-Force is nothing, G-Force is...
Like, no one can just be a pilot or an astronaut.
No,
or,
G-Force is something else.
If you go on YouTube and type in NASA G-Force test, and it's just basically
you have to be so physically
a circular dome,
Yeah.
and there's like a machine in there, and you sit in there, and it spins you round. You get up to like 9, 10, 11 G-force, and you see if you can withstand it.
Yeah.
Pilots doing that for minutes on end,
and he has to stay conscious. This is the thing,
and he's looking around, listening to alerts.
Yeah.
He's got to decide
so
what to do.
A lot of people who do these things just for fun don't really have to do too much whilst in there. This man is computing all his aircraft systems. He's taken in all the different information.
His wingman saved his life.
Yeah, it's just absolutely outrageous.
Pilots are insane.
Pilots are insane.
Incredible.
And G-force is so straining on your body.
The brake. The latest SAM loses lock on his aircraft and drifts away. No more warnings light up, and Major Tulia climbs and heads home. Major Tice, who had saved his life with the last-second call to brake right earlier, and another F-16, have not been so lucky. Tice has taken an SA-3 hit on his way out, and Captain Roberts' aircraft crashes on the way home with shrapnel damage. Both eject and become prisoners of war. Another aircraft nearly runs out of fuel from all the defensive manoeuvres. An unescorted KC-135 tanker crew dart north into Iraq to bring it home. When Tulia lands in Doha, his ground crew find absolutely no physical damage to his aircraft. Tulia is shocked to discover that his chaff and flare dispensers had malfunctioned, and that he has just evaded 6 surface-to-air missiles using manoeuvre alone.
What?
The raid is a failure. While the oil refinery is put out of action, no significant damage has been dealt to Saddam's nuclear facility.
He did that on his own.
It's lucky that only 2 F-16s have been shot down.
Oh my god.
The experiment has failed, and from now on only F-117s and Tomahawks will go to Baghdad.
Hey, this is his radio.
Yeah.
I'm getting chilled, bro.
Hey, I got goosebumps all over. One after the other.
Jesus.
One after the other. I think we do need to do a quick shout out to his co-pilot, the man who helped him do that.
Incredible.
Obviously, he became.
I was not aware they were going to put that fucking video
was
there, bro.
Neither was
my.
Just quickly though, the co-pilot, he'd become a prisoner of war. If there's any videos about what he went through
if there's any information on him or the other pilot, let us know. Comment down below, because that would be interesting to find out more about that.
Would be.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Right, let's jump on to the next one.
Let's jump on to the next one.
My God.
General Norman Schwarzkopf returns to the war room in Riyadh at 4 a.m. on Monday the 25th of February 1991, G+1, after a few hours sleep. He observes the large war map, showing the live dispositions of his forces. Nearly all Iraqi divisions on the front line, mostly made up of conscripts, have been annihilated. The 240 Abrams tanks of the 24th Infantry Division of 18 Corps have marauded across the border and aggressively penetrated 80 miles into Iraq. After slow progress securing objective Rochambeau on day 1, the French Daguet is preparing to launch its assault on their objective at As Salman Crossroads and Airfield. After their daring helicopter assault behind enemy lines on day 1, the legendary and respected 101st Airborne have progressed the construction of their forward operating base at Objective Cobra and prepare to launch a new advance to take and cut off Highway 8 in the Euphrates Valley. Highway 8 is not only Saddam Hussein's main supply line to his forces in Kuwait, but also controlling the road will allow the 101st to destroy any Iraqi military vehicles in retreat.
Right.
The
Very
US Marines
important.
and Arab forces in the east continue their excellent progress towards Kuwait City. Marine helicopters perform mock attack runs towards the coastline at Faylaka Island. This is a feint and gives a portion of Iraqi troops the false impression that an amphibious assault could be incoming, keeping some of their attention focused in the wrong direction. As well as the liberation of Kuwait, the other coalition war goal is to destroy the Iraqi Republican Guard, neutralizing it as a potent force for years to come. For this reason, the heavy armoured divisions of 7 Corps need to be making fast progress north to cut off any divisions that try to escape Kuwait. The difference in progress between the left and right flanks and 7 Corps in the centre is vast. Furious, Schwarzkopf demands to know why they're so slow. In reality, the 24th Infantry Division of 18 Corps has met minimal resistance in their march northwards, whereas 7 Corps had to breach the defences of the Saddam line. The logistical pressure placed on 7 Corps by moving the main assault forward by 15 hours on day 1 has been significant, and so logistical chains can't reasonably be expected to be at full efficiency. Some in Schwarzkopf's circle of staff officers believe that he knows more than he lets on, and is simply exaggerating for effect to light a fire under his generals.
Okay, I see.
The first action of day 2 takes place on the western flank of 7 Corps. The 1st and 3rd Armoured Divisions are manoeuvring across the desert to catch up with the 2nd Armoured Cavalry Regiment already in Iraq. They hope to reach the supply depot at Al-Bashaya later on, before dark. 1st Armoured's Divisional MLRS battery covers the mass of Abrams tanks as they roll forward. The conscripts of the Iraqi 806th Infantry Brigade are the unfortunate souls to be the first unit in their way. The display of firepower brought against them is short but very violent. Like the other conscripts on the front line, their resistance to the tank assault is minimal, and they surrender as soon as possible.
Yeah, after getting
The first
battered.
infantry
Yeah.
advance beyond the remnants of the Saddam line to clear the area beyond of Iraqi units. Once they're happy that the area is clear, they begin to guide the British 1st Armoured Division through the breach at 10 a.m. The plan is to line up the divisions of 7 and 18 Corps in an echelon right formation, stretching from the Kuwaiti border to Highway 8, and then wheel the 2 corps in a right turn to hit the Republican Guard armoured divisions en masse. The 2 groups of the French Daguet are continuing their cautious advance north. Group East advance up the main road towards As Salman. Group West approach an area of land west of As Salman airfield. At 9:30 a.m, French Gazelles of the 3rd RHC attack a few scattered Iraqi armoured vehicles with anti-tank missiles and fire short bursts of 20mm cannon fire near trenches. Again, the defending Iraqis have no desire to fight, and this is enough for them to surrender. The Gazelles continue to hammer bunkers. A short artillery burst covers the French tanks moving unopposed into the objective. An Iraqi with his arms aloft holds out a surrender leaflet dropped on his troops days earlier, furious that his comrades had to endure an hour of artillery and helicopter attack before being given the opportunity to surrender.
Oh, wow.
Group East
Wow.
encounters a company of Iraqi T-55 tanks. 2 Gazelles and an A-10 batter the column, destroying half of the 15 vehicles, and French tanks roll forward to finish them off. Given the hopelessness of their situation, nearby Iraqi infantry show courage standing up to the French tanks, firing RPGs at close range. However, they are eventually overcome by machine gun fire from the tanks. Group East continue moving north.
No chance.
Simultaneously in Kuwait, the Arab forces of Joint Forces Command East are moving up the coastal road. They're about 12 miles southeast of the northernmost US Marine elements. The commander of Task Force Papa Bear of the 1st Marine Division believes that a series of overground pipelines and sabotage burning oil wells to their east are enough to deter an enemy attack to their flank. They're wrong. Thick morning fog covers the advance of a recon unit of T-55s against Papa Bear's command post. Nobody spots them break through the fog, and the Iraqi tanks open fire into the command post tent. Miraculously, nobody inside is hit.
No
Chaos
way.
erupts as Marines return fire with anti-tank weapons and small arms fire. Had the Iraqis taken advantage of the chaos and continued to press their attack, they could very realistically have overrun the command post.
Yeah.
An American corporal bravely charges at the tanks on foot and destroys a T-55 with a shoulder-launched AT-4. As the fog...
My man was just like, no, we need to get in range.
Boom! Mate, it would have been fucking hilarious if he did what Four Lions done and he turned it the wrong way and he shot the other way. I'll give him props though, legging it out there and just blowing one of them up. Imagine that though, not one of them's getting him, not one of them has shot him.
No, that's crazy.
It's clear that a significant counterattack is in motion.
Oh god, there's more.
8 miles north, Iraqi artillery zeroes in on the 1st Marine Division forward command post, likely using radio direction finding equipment to lock onto and home in on the command post radio antennae farm.
Right.
This post is currently hosting the 1st Marine Division commander, Major General Mayat.
Okay.
Iraqi BMP armoured personnel carriers open fire through the mist from a tree line to the east. Infantrymen disembark and small arms fire and anti-tank missiles streak into the Marine encampment. The Iraqi force is brigade strength and is now just a few hundred metres away. 7 Marine LAV armoured personnel carriers and 40 infantrymen respond, forming a line and returning fire with small arms and anti-tank missiles, and the LAV's 25mm cannon. Realising the seriousness of their situation, the Marines request all available nearby Cobra attack helicopters to beat back the enemy line. The Iraqi troops are too close for Marine artillery support. The first of the responding Cobras scream in and hammer the enemy line with cannon and rocket fire. Seeing the Cobras, Captain Stephen Ray, commanding the LAV platoon, orders an aggressive counterattack against the larger Iraqi force. They roll forward, stopping only to reload their 25mm cannon with fresh belts of 600 rounds.
Jesus,
Iraqi gunnery is terrible, and they score no hits on the marauding LAVs. More Cobras arrive to join the Marines lighting up the tree line. The aggressive move forces the enemy to retreat through the woods. Ray continues the pursuit for a kilometre. Satisfied that the majority of the brigade's vehicles have been destroyed, he shows mercy and allows the last of the disarmed fleeing Iraqis to escape.
Okay.
Well done.
Nice.
With 38 vehicles destroyed and 300 Iraqi prisoners of war, Captain Ray is awarded the Navy Cross, second only to the Medal of Honor for heroism.
Wow.
Task Force Papa Bear have M60 tanks immediately available to hit back against the attacking Iraqi forces, and with the fog lifted, a large tank battle is in progress. Marine jets and Cobras have been scrambled and pound the enemy vehicles, with M60s and LAVs hammering the inferior Iraqi tanks. Particularly fearsome is a flight of 4 Cobras led by Captain Randy Hammond. They form a wide line abreast and fly northeast at 20 knots. Each helicopter begins the assault with 4 TOW missiles, 14 rockets, 4 Hellfire missiles, and 700 20mm cannon rounds. They expend their entire munitions load in just 10 minutes. Over the next couple of hours, the Marines wipe out 2 enemy brigades, including nearly 100 armoured vehicles.
Oh my god.
The US 1st and 3rd Armoured Divisions are
That's
making
so
their way
much.
north towards
Oh
al-Bashir,
my God.
sweeping over all resistance. The British 1st Armoured Division is continuing its transition through the safe lanes of the Saddam Line. The 1st Cavalry Division advances into Iraq, skirmishing with Iraqi armour on the right flank. At just after midday, 60 Chinooks of the 101st Airborne from the forward operating base at Objective Cobra arrive at an area of land 27 miles southwest of Highway 8. They don't have the range to reach Highway 8, so each drop 2 Humvees with TOW anti-tank launchers. These
2
vehicles
Humvees apiece.
immediately depart northeast towards a rendezvous
It's
area near the
120
highway.
Humvees.
Oh
In
my.
4 hours' time, Black Hawks will deliver the main infantry assault force directly to the rendezvous point, where the plan is for the combined force to take the highway together. However, heavy wind and rain has turned the Humvee's route into a muddy bog, and progress is nearly impossible. The French assault on the airfield at As Salman is ready to proceed at 2:30 p.m. First, a squadron of A-10s roll in to drop bombs on the hangars and bunkers. Following them, Gazelles move in to attack vehicles and bunkers with anti-tank weapons. 900 artillery and mortar shells are lobbed into the airfield as the 3 ground assault teams breach the perimeter.
900?
Yeah, man.
Team 1 clears the hangars on the west side of the airfield, Team 2 clear the hangars on the east side, and then the tanks of Team 3 smash through the fence in the centre and clear the buildings on the other side of the runway. Destroying a single tank, the Daguet finds the airfield abandoned and begin to clear the area of anti-personnel cluster bomblets dropped on the runway during the air campaign.
Okay.
At 4:10 p.m, the Black Hawks of the 101st drop their infantry into the muddy bog a mile south of Highway 8. The mud is almost knee-deep and oozes into the infantryman's boots.
Oh.
Every man displays a gutsy determination, trudging through the mile of thick mud towards the highway, carrying 120-pound packs. The artillery and Humvees dropped by the Chinooks earlier are delayed. The going is so hard that the second lift of infantrymen is cancelled until the following day. It takes several hours to make the gruelling march, after which the 101st set up roadblocks in 2 places along Highway 8. Mercifully, they meet little resistance. Their first catch is a convoy of 4 trucks. American machine gun fire rips into the lead vehicle and the convoy halts, the drivers running away into the night. With hopes and dreams of a shipment of Scud missiles and tank shells, scouts search the vehicles. They report of a shipment of onions. At 6 p.m, 1 brigade of the British 1st Armoured
There was not onions. There was not onions. There was not onions. There's no way there could be onions.
Every single gazer in that division has made a promise
Yes.
that whatever they found in the back of their trucks was fucking onions.
Yeah. And what it was they probably found like a few boxes of onions, like,
So they can
and then
claim it
stuff
as...
hidden in the
Yeah.
onions, and they just gone,
so-
it was just onions.
Yeah, no, we just found onions, mate.
Yeah. Not all this stuff that's in our bags at all.
Yeah, mate.
That's gotta be it.
They just... they're not onions, alright? Let's leave it at that. They're not onions.
Division is through the breach and clearing
And
pockets
if
of
it was
resistance
British,
northeast.
for sure that's what's happened.
They form the southeasternmost point of the Great Echelon, stretching northwest beyond al-Bashir. Bogged down by surrendering Iraqis, the 1st Armoured Division postponed their assault on al-Bashir until tomorrow morning. With orders to find the enemy, but not to become decisively engaged, the 2nd Armoured Cavalry Regiment probes east into the night towards Kuwait.
Okay.
They encounter and skirmish with the Iraqi 50th and 37th Armoured Brigades, screening units for the Tawakalna Republican Guard Division waiting in the darkness.
Okay.
During a confused engagement at night, Iraqi tanks and American friendly fire account for 2 damaged Bradleys and 3 M113 APCs destroyed. Behind them, Frag Plan 7 is in motion, and the echelon of divisions make a complex and dangerous wheeling right turn. The manoeuvre is hazardous because excitable and enthusiastic tank crew might mistake vehicles from other friendly divisions around them for enemy units, especially at night, through their infrared sights in bad weather. No such fratricide occurs.
Nice.
Each armoured division like a finger clenching into the fist, the mighty punch of steel and fury is about to be unleashed.
Fucking Christ.
And I guess we'll find out what happens in the next video. Both of those videos were very good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Wow.
That's mad though.
Absolutely insane.
They're not onions.
Yeah,
They're not
definitely
onions. Not onions.
I really enjoyed the end of that episode.
Yeah, man.
And I
That was good.
really enjoy what Operation Room is doing. So if you haven't already, head over to their page. The link is in the description box down below. If you guys enjoyed our reaction, please like, comment,
Subscribe.
hit that notification bell. But we will catch you in the next video.
See you in a bit.